Hi, welcome to Geek, part 37 of this video series. In this session, we'll see how to implement security and authentication mechanisms in Qlikview. So both these are under the control of section access, which can be implemented through publisher or else using the Qlikview scripting. And so in this session, we'll see how to implement that using this Qlikview script with section access. So the major precaution that you should take before implementing section access is to take your application backup. So if anything goes wrong with your section access code, the entire application or the QEW is not going to be useful for you. It would be just useless. So you are unable to open the document before, if something goes wrong with the section access. So take a copy before applying section access. Okay, let's quickly jump into Qlikview. I'll be creating a new application and I'll save this as section access. Okay, so I'll be loading some data set from, yeah, let's take Superstore. So we have several dimensions and measures. So now we have a region field. Okay, let's reload it. Then create a list box just to know about the region so that we can apply row level security on regions. Yeah, we have west, east, central, south. Okay, so and remember one more thing is if you are applying row level security on the data, so your data should be in uppercase and the field name also be in uppercase. This is the recommended one to have this field name and the field values in uppercase. Okay, so let's try that. So I'll be making this. Okay, and your section access can be anywhere, but the recommended is to be in the first tab, and that is also be a hidden script. So you have a provision to create a hidden script. So in the edit script, go to file. There you can find create hidden script, and then you can create a password for the hidden script. And it's better to maintain the password unique for organization wise. Okay. So in my case, I'm just putting click geek as password. And once you press enter, it will open a script before, a script tab before main tab. Okay, so and so now in our case, we're going to implement the authentication mechanism first. So let's go to insert. There you can find a wizard to implement section access through publisher authorization through inline. In our case, we'll go with inline. So here we are going to implement the authentication mechanism through user ID and password. If you see here, access is by default selected. So the access should be selected and the access will have only two values. One is type of user and there is type of, another is admin. Okay, I'll show you what is the difference between user and admin. User can't able to make any changes to the document. He can able to only view the document. And admin, yes, he can change the script and he can edit the document as well. Okay, so in our case, we are going to implement this section access based on anonymous. So we will be creating user IDs and password within the Qlikview application itself. Or else if any user ID and passwords are being listed in an Excel sheet, we can load them as well. Okay, let's press OK, and then it will prompt you for the access, user ID, and password. So in this case, what I'll do is, so I'll put admin and user ID as user1 and password is user1. So put user, I'll give username user2 and user2 as password, and create another user, not the admin, and user3, and specify the password as user3, and then press OK. Then automatically it has created some script. So always remember, your section access will start with the section access keyword and the section access ends with the keyword section application. Whatsoever you're writing in between these two keywords or Qlikview literals, that table or the content is hidden from the data model. Okay, if you're putting some table out here, this table will not be visible in your data model, but yes, it is underneath uh, of the Qlikview user visibility or else developer visibility. You can see this table here only, not in the tabular view anywhere. Okay, so this table will be get hidden, right? So then let's save it and reload. We are not at finished, right? So we're just implementing authentication, not at the row level security. And after implementing your section access, what you have to do is go to the document properties, and the shortcut is Control Alt D. And in there you can find many tabs. The one which we need is the opening tab. So there you can find initial data redirection based on section access. You must check this along with the strict exclusion. Okay, then only your section access code will be applied on this document, or else it will just simply ignore it. Okay, then apply. So another one is go to security and then check whether you have implemented admin override security in the security settings or not. It's best practice to check this box, just check this option and apply it. Okay, just reload, save this document and close it. If I open this, it won't, it will ask you to enter the user ID and password. If I enter the username as user2, which is of access type user, and it will ask the password, user2 is my password and I've entered it. So right, if I want to do some kind of changes in the script, I can't do because I have entered this document as user, so that we won't get access to edit the hidden script. Okay, you can do changes to the UI but not to the hidden script. Okay, just close it and then open the document again. So it is getting opened automatically because we have just closed the document, not the document, entire I can say desktop. So if you want to change the user, just close the desktop and then open it again. Okay, and open the document, then it asks you. So user1 is the admin, just press user1 and then enter the password, which is user1, enter. So if you go to the edit script, there you can find the a facility to edit the hidden script here, because we are logged in as admin. And if you want to edit the hidden script, then you have to provide the password. In our case, I have made as click geek. Okay, so this is how you can implement it, right? So this is one type of authentication, and the access is a must. Suppose just in case if you're using your domain and user ID as a authentication mechanism, which we call it as a anti-name authentication. So if you're logged in into your machine with your Active Directory ID and the domain name and ID will be considered together, and you can use that for authentication. For that, so just remove this code and insert section access through inline, and then instead of user ID and password, use select entry name. Okay, and provide here admin, and if your domain is ind01 and your user ID is suppose ap286, this is how you can provide. So this is your domain and this will be the user ID. Okay, remember, if the users are in multi-domain, your server which you are using for the Qlikview server should have uh, all the domains connectivity in a DSC, okay, which is directory service connector. So this is how you can implement authentication using entity name and the anonymous user ID and custom user ID and password in Qlikview. Let's quickly look at how to implement a security uh, using row level security in Qlikview. Okay, so press on OK, and then it will ask as usual admin. I'll put user ID as user1 and password is also user1. uh, user2 user2, and then user3 user3, then finish it. Okay, and I'll be creating one more table outside my section access. So load star in line, and then I'll put all user details here, user ID, and another one is so on which row on which field you want to apply the row level security. So I want to apply row level security at on region field. Okay, let's take that region field, and then user 1 will have access to the below region. Remember, star is nothing but the below, all the below regions. Means if even though we have 4 regions, if I put use one region, east region for user 2 and west region for user 3, and user 1 would be able to access west and east only, not the central. Okay, so remember this, and then user 2 will have east, and user 3 have a central region, and then close this. As I told you earlier, outside of the section access keywords, the remaining tables will be visible. So let's reload it. We have a central, east, south, and west. Okay, just forget about the star, we'll see that later on. Okay, now this user ID and this user ID will get linked, so that based on the section access we could able to see only some data. Okay, so I'll be closing this document and then opening it again. This time what I do is I'll use user1 user2, which has only east region access. You can see. So only we have east. So now what is happened behind the screen is Qlikview has loaded entire dataset, but based on the user, based on the login user, the data has been filtered to that region only. Okay, but data is available underneath. It is just hidden. Okay, so this is what the section access. And let's see how the I mean, if we implement set, I mean, if we access the admin user with the star symbol, which is asterisk in the section access, how does it work? So let's log in as user one. So you can see only star, not all the above. Okay, so let's edit the script. So now what I'm going to do is I will put region here along with password. In the section access I'll put region as well. One user will have the below access and user 2 will have east and user 3 will have access to central, and I'll be removing this table. Okay, then reload it. Now you can see, because as the table is available only inside the section access, those values can't be uh, aligned with the list box. That will be just hidden, and that is only used for filtering the data purpose based on the access provided to the users. Okay, so let's reload and then save it. I'll be closing the document along with the console. I'm opening it and then click on the section access. So there is enter the user ID, so user 1 this time and user 1. So now you can see central and east. Star means the below two regions, even though there are more than two regions available in the data. So the asterisk mark includes that. Okay, just remember, if you are providing the whole set of access in all the regions or else all the rows access to any user, make sure all the rows are available in the uh, section access or else add them. Okay, so this is how it works. Let's see how the sheet level section access will work. Edit script, then so we have I'll just removing the region. If you want, you can combine multiple security levels as well. Okay, multiple security scenarios as well. And then I'll put get active sheet ID. It's a function which will show you the sheet ID is sh01. And what I'll do is I'll use the sub field so that I can get only sheet ID. The sub field will extract data from the given string based on the separator. I'll use subfield, and in our case the separator is what? Slash. Okay, slash, and we want the second value. The first value is document and the second value is s0, so put as there and then let's apply it. Now we can get this one. Okay, I'll be creating one more sheet Mhm. And then, so if you go to sheet properties, Control Alt S, there you can see sheet ID. So I'll put this as SHEAT. Sheet 1, sheet is SH01, and then, yes, this is sheet 2. The ID is SH02. And now the trick is here to apply the section access on the sheets. So in the section access, in the sheet properties, we have show sheet based on conditional. So there, apply. So sheet level section access implementation is a bit tricky. For that, you should create one more table with the columns uh, names as the sheet IDs, and put uh, flag values in there. So if you want to provide access to the particular sheet to any user, so put it as 1 or else 0. Okay, and then load this table into Qlikview. Okay, so there the trick works. So go to the sheet properties, and there under conditional, so if it is sheet 1, just put sh01. sh01 is a field which has a value, and if it has 1, it works fine. And then same in the case of sheet 2 as well. Then go to sheet 1, reload it. Okay, if you want to check this one, just close the document. So let's log in as user 2. User 2 has access to only sheet 1. You can see only sheet 1 is available for user 2. And then open login as user 3. Now you can see only sheet 2. So let's close and log in as user 1, who is admin. Now you can see both sheets. So this is how you can implement sheet level security in Qlikview. Okay, and the other one is column level security. Assume your data has some sensitivity information, like employee salary in case of HR data. So in that case, we must hide some of the fields based on the users. Okay, for that, so what we do is we can use a section access tables property or a section access tables field called omit. Okay, so assume in our case we have a profit, and it seems to, it is going to be a secure one. So what I'll do is I'll create a list box with the field profit, right? So, and then let's go to section access. So our section access is in hidden script. So I don't want the sheet level security anymore. I'll be just removing it. And then, so just add one more field with the name omit. Remember, this is a system field. So if you go to load section access inline, there you can find omit. Okay, so omit, and what you can do is just leave it as it is, and then for user 2 I'll make profit is omit, and for user 3 I'll make it sales as omit. Okay, let's create one more list box for sales. So we don't want user 2 to be able to see profit, and user 3 would not be able to see sales. Okay, let's reload, then save it. I'll make it's always available. Let's save it by closing, then I'll open. Let me log in as user 2. So let's see, you can see only sales. User 2 is not having access to profit, it's being hidden. Okay, and then open the document as user 3. User 3 has access to profit but not to sales. Now you can see. So this is how you can implement the field level security as well, column level security in Qlikview. So remember, once again, before implementing the section access, kindly take application backup. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe.